marriage was not in my favor. So first and foremost, a good evening to all of you. Some of you I know very, very well, and some of you I'm going to get to know, and in many years' time, I will also then say that I know you very well. So whilst I can say, you know, this terrible, terrible expression that South Africans use, and I'm not going to use it, because, you know, I think it is important to acknowledge to you a wonderful woman, and of course what they say, if you want to get things done, give it to a woman. So congratulations. In many more ways than one. And I don't disrespect men, but I think in the context of South Africa, it's important to acknowledge our women and our sisters. So if you are interested in terms of who is ruling our city, it's hot off the press. DA got 101 votes. The EFF received 30 votes, and guess how many the ANC received? It doesn't really matter. The city is back in the hands of the ANC. So you're either going to be depressed, or you're going to be neutral, or you're going to be happy. So I leave that to you after a couple of shots in terms of how you will commiserate. So of course there are no ministers here, and the president's on his way, well, he's making his way to Ghana. So I'm just going to acknowledge all of you as people who are committed and in love with tourism. And of course it's a wet, cool evening, but this room is raining with passion, power, and purpose. I'm quite angry that I got a phone call and then a number of phone calls, but you know, tourism, life, business, it's about friends, it's about relationships, and when you are called by a friend, you say yes. It doesn't matter what your plans are. So I'm not going to tell you who called me, before who called me, but that's why I'm here. And I wondered if they called other people who said no, and then they called me. But that doesn't matter, you're stuck with me. So allow me, just for a short moment, to reflect on why we are in the business of tourism. I'm going to come to the topic, which is around SMMEs. But we are in tourism because we love people, we love our families, we love our communities, and we want to impact lives. And that is what SMMEs are all about. It's about jobs, it's about skills, and it's about how we change our country. So of course, as our program director said, I come from an organization called Tourvest, and we are the antithesis of SMMEs. We are an acquisitive company. We merge, we create JVs, NewCos, SPVs, and we just grow and we grow and we grow. So really, in many ways, Tourvest is the Achilles heel of the industry. However, you know, blacks are SMMEs, whites are startups, and here we are. Again, I leave that to you. So it's a double-edged sword when you're a big organization. But what is important is that as our guest who lives in Spain, but I think he's from Sweden, right? Or Norway or Denmark, one of the Nordic giants, said, at the end of it all, it's about collaboration. Because if we don't partner with each other, big business will fail and SMMEs will not exist. And then I also looked at the meaning of journey, because when we speak English, we say journey. And when we code switch and we're back in the Lokshin, we just say journey. How was your journey? You know, we talk about the journey. However, I think you chose a name that is very powerful, because journey also means the desire to inspire and lead, to control and create opportunities for others. Journey is about giving, courage, bold action, energetic and strong-willed. It is about attitude, cultural interests, politics and social issues. So there is more to the name of journey than just we are on a journey. And of course, whenever I hear Amadeus, I think of my great, fabulous Freddie Mercury and that amazing song. But Amadeus also is love of God. So it's also a very powerful name. So when Amadeus and journey come together, it's only going to be about magic. I first experienced the idea of journey with a couple of people in the room, Jerry, my friend Sandile, or my Mr. Savarala, and it was really at an SA Tourism Board meeting where we talked about the partnership, and wow, It's wonderful when 2 seeds meet or 3 seeds meet. You either have 1 baby or 2 or 3 or 8, but today we have Jurni. So in fact, when this idea was being germinated, it was brought to SA Tourism, and that's where I first experienced what today we know as Jurni. And I just want for a moment to reflect on this whole idea of experience, because we are in the business of experience and experiences. And all of you know the stats around how many jobs are created, so I could become very boring and technical and run through what the WTO says and UNTO, etc., etc. So just allow me to depart a little bit from script. Because at the moment, globally, everything is about the experience economy. Whether we're competing for customers' time, attention, and money, in a very good book by Pine and Gilmore, they talk about the experience economy. Others talk about experience, brands, and leadership, and that's another book. But more importantly, because the genius and the wizard from data analytics insights is here from SA Tourism, the PwC report talks at length about data, analytics, insights, and really that experience is everything, and here's how to get it right. So a report based on 15,000 respondents found the following. So how many of you are familiar with this hot off the press piece of work, so that I don't bore you? I'm happy to go on with my notes. Shall I share with you the insights of that study? And you can come up to me later and I can give you the link. But it was found that the price premium for quality customer experience is up to 16%, reflecting the value placed on experience in today's world. Price and quality are still the top considerations when people make purchase decisions, which is part of what you need to, I would imagine, build into the Jurni portal. 73% of 15,000 people said that a good experience influences brand loyalties, but at the same time they will walk away from a brand they love or a country they love from one bad experience. The survey further focused specifically on the experience of clients interacting with other clients, the B2B scenario, and the customer experience. But the research also showed that experience goes much deeper than that. There is an emotive side of an experience. You know, like when you meet a guy and it's not a good experience, you don't date men with a particular color hair, it's a bad experience. If a man's dating girls and they like them in a particular way, one bad experience with a girl with that kind of characteristics, they go to another kind of, you know, they change the traits that attract them. So the emotive side of the experience is becoming more important in a world that, despite being more connected ever than before in history, has become increasingly disconnected and impersonal. I just want to digress for a moment, because where I come from, which is the Cape Flats, they always used to say, those of you with your head in the clouds, come down to reality. And you know, that's when you dream and you think, etc. But today the cloud has a different connotation. So woe to those teachers and people where I come from that kept saying, get your head out of the clouds. So anyway, just a digression. And more importantly, a learned person says that our experiences are a bigger part of ourselves than our material goods. So it's more than the product. You can really like your material stuff, like all the things you take on a holiday with you. You can even think that part of your identity is connected to those things, but nonetheless, they remain separate from you. In contrast, your experiences really are a part of you. We are the sum total of our experiences, which is very important for our SMMEs when they enter the value chain, or they desire to enter the value chain of tourism. Now, in a digital world where information and advice are easier to come by, people are increasingly looking to experts with the requisite knowledge and experience. And this is what Jurni brings. Another dimension, another source, another place to go in terms of seeking out the final choice of where you are going to go. So I'm coming back to SMMEs, but in summary, people will pay more for a great experience. People will leave because of a bad experience, which is very important for those of us who want to bring tourists into our homes for authentic experiences, authentic cultural experiences. So we can't afford one person to have a bad experience, and I'm not going to promote any destination. I almost said something. People are spending money on experiences, more money on experiences than things, and people are looking for experts with experience, which is what Jurni brings to the fold. So do you really want me to go through what Cyril Ramaphosa said at the State of the Nation, what he's going to say in Ghana when he welcomes with the President of Ghana the 400 years to the end of slavery and the door of no return? I wish I had been invited, because I would like to go and be part of that big diaspora experience in terms of Gorée Island and the place of no return. But we do hope that the President brings many of those people with him to South Africa. So SMMEs in the tourism sector really hold key to the country's economic growth. Tourism is a rewarding industry and has the potential, as you all know, to deliver the inclusive growth that our country so badly needs. With a few small changes, such as removing the regulatory barriers, a round of applause for all of us who were able to influence the shift in the visa regime. Come on, let's give ourselves a round of applause. And of course, we are now looking for greater regulatory barriers so that our SMMEs can thrive, strive, and deliver greater growth. The 600 million rand that's been set aside to support rural and township entrepreneurs, we need to make sure that that money gets and lands where it's meant to land, so that our SMMEs, again, do not feel shortchanged. Don't worry, Tourvest is not going to go there and mine in that pot. We'll go look for money elsewhere. And then, of course, the creation of jobs and opportunities. In terms of We Do Tourism, which again, our fabulous ambassador tonight for the Department of Tourism said we should all do tourism. I was going to be very provocative and say, you know, we do lots of other things, but I'm not even going to go there, because I'm in the company of esteemed people. Sometimes I forget I come from the Cape Flats. We would say other things when we come from the Cape Flats in terms of what we do. So in terms of the We Do movement, social movement, it has to continue getting the whole country to rally behind the tourism industry through demonstrating the far-reaching impact of the tourism value chain. And I do hope today, as we engage with our SMMEs, they really are the custodians of safety and security, not government departments sitting in Pretoria. It is when the tourist gets into a hired car and drives to Kruger National Park. It is communities along the way that ultimately can ensure the safety of a tourist. So the more we can get our communities involved and fully immersed in the role of tourism, they will be the first ones who are going to protect our tourists. And I think all of you have traveled to Brazil, you know what, you feel it, because Brazil, the favelas rose to the occasion, and the gangs and the police formed their relationships. And today you can go to Rio, you can be reasonably safe, you can go to Sao Paulo, you can be reasonably safe, but if you go to Fortaleza, you're going to be hijacked, because the really rich people go there. Just a joke. So, with such an immense focus on and commitment to tourism's potential for job creation, Jurni's booking tool and data hub will contribute immensely to the industry and government's efforts. Jurni's booking tool will empower tourism SMMEs to connect with those customers that in order to provide them with an online channel allowing travelers to search for, find, book SMME products across the country. So recently I was with the High Commissioner from England, or from the UK, let me be specific, and he said, Judi, the British, crime is not the problem for them, but they're tired of the bush and the beach. You need to start selling them authentic experiences. And I thought, I wish more people were at this kind of exclusive breakfast. Is there tourism that is straight from the horse's mouth? the British High Commissioner to say that that's the feedback he's getting. They are not connected to things other than the bush and the beach, and Jurni will be able to do that. I've been given the thumbs up. I've got lots of notes here on the power of SMEs, but you can Google it and you can find it. And in conclusion, as the adage goes, knowledge is power, and knowledge through data, a consolidated, comprehensive tourism data hub, which is what this groundbreaking initiative will achieve, will deliver the granular data that our tourism industry needs to achieve the goals we have outlined in the National Tourism Sector Strategy. Jurni is an inspiring example of the partnership we need between government and business to achieve our ambitious vision to grow tourism's contribution to the South African economy. So together, I'm not going to finish that together because we must be non-partisan here. Together, we can exponentially increase the value that tourism brings by collaborating to make tourism work for everyone. So as I say good night, I want to conclude by the words of two great giants in e-commerce. Bezos and Ma, you know their first names. They say, put the customer first, make their experience the best. Get so close to them. When you're in a B&B, when you're in the SMME space, in a community, get so close to the tourist, so that you are able to tell them what they need before they realize it themselves. So as I say goodnight to Jurni and the Jurni custodian, I wish you well on your collective journey. I wish you only success. Together with the audience that have come together tonight to celebrate your success, you have added value to the future of an interconnected universe. This truly demonstrates a seamless union between human touch and technology. Can I repeat that? A seamless union between human touch and technology. I thank you, and as we prepare to work, when the tourists come here to holiday and rest, I wish you strength and stamina for the festive season. Thank you.